This is Mohak Pachisia, founder of Technically Sorted. Welcome to yet another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about process goals versus money goals. Now if you're new to this channel, of course press the subscribe button. Also check out the description box below to know more about Technically Sorted, to visit our different social media links, to join us in one of our free webinars, also to find out more about our paid courses. Coming back to the topic, what inspired me to talk about process goals versus money goals? Generally, when people call us, they ask this question because maybe a lot of other trainers and teachers talk about it like that. I prefer not to. But they ask this question, sir, if I do your course, can I make 5,000 rupees a day? Can I make 10,000 rupees a day? Can I make so much a day? So much? And I feel that question is absurd. First of all, how much you can make in a day depends on your risk management, your risk appetite and your capital size. Second, the markets don't move the same way every day. So if you feel that you can make a certain amount of money every day, then you are fooling yourself. You could make 5,000 rupees for a continuous number of days. You could make 50,000 rupees suddenly in between. You could lose 2,000-3,000 rupees also in between. Again, depending on the scales. So what I thought I would talk about is, because I was having this session, a 5-day special course with my inner circle students, the Technically Sorted inner circle students, and 9:15 to 3:30 we were with the live markets. So while the markets were moving slowly, I was talking with them about a process, about a schedule. Now mostly when I talk about process versus the money, process versus the vision, input versus the output, the first thing that comes to your mind is, Acha sir is going to talk about I should wake up in the morning, I should meditate, then I should sit for trading, I should not have a very full stomach, I should keep my phone away from 9:15 to 3:30. Maybe he is going to say the same old things he says. No, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about why the process is important. So even if you are not a trader, you are an entrepreneur, a business person with some other product, even if you're not a business person, you are doing a job with a company which is doing some business, you are responsible for yourself, for your finances in life, for how you perceive your inputs and output in life. Even if you are a student, this stands true. The reason why inputs are more important than outputs, especially in trading and every other business, what happens is that initially you have to go through a gestation period. So I was introduced to the market at a very young age. Back in 2011, I went through a phase where I actually made some money in the market. Shortly after that, I lost some money in the market because when I made some money, I thought this is it. I made a nice amount of money. Back then it was a nice amount for me. Nice amount of money in a small period of time. So I started indulging myself. Say for example, I started eating my favorite things like pizzas, momos and aloo tikki, etc. And then there came a point where I realized I have really missed on my inputs. And then the next market phase came and I lost some money. Because I was not prepared. I was not prepared with the charts, I was not prepared with the analysis, I was enjoying the money too much. And it took me a while to understand that this is more psychological than it is external. So from within, I understood that possibly my consistent efforts would pay off. If I do something now, it might pay me off in the next 6 months or the next 1 year or next 2 years. As I'm writing a book on trading psychology, this year I have been able to pen down some chapters. In the last few years, I've just been thinking and procrastinating. Why? Because the moment I thought of writing that book, it would be a goal, it would be an output-based goal. But when I started writing one chapter, one word, one paragraph, it started becoming an input-based goal, a process-based goal. Likewise, when you are focusing on the process, it is not just about waking up in the morning and looking at where the market tonality is how the market is at the moment, what is the pulse of the market, what the kind of market breadth is, which sectors are moving, which stocks are moving, is there something which is a follow through of the previous day, is there some movement which you've been following for the last 5 days and it is ready to budge right now. Of course, those things are important as a part of your process and your preparation. Your risk management is important as a part of your preparation. Your position sizing discipline is important as a part of your preparation. But why is this more important and not the output, is what I'm telling you. Because when you are rooted to the process, regardless of how the market is going to behave, there could be a day where the market is completely lull for the first half, and in the second half there is a bombastic movement. If you are consistent with your inputs, you are watching and observing your analytics variables, your technical analysis variables, your other variables, then when the opportunity appears, you participate. And if you don't focus on the process, you start thinking of the money, it may be a very lull, sideways market for the first half of the day. And you may lose money because you're trying to make sure you make so much money in a day. You're trying to make sure that 5,000 per day comes to you. But the market is not ready to move. This stands true for any business again. Why? Because there's a product out there, okay? You are selling a certain product. You may be a retailer, you may be a wholesaler, you may be selling a service. Say I sell a service. So the first batch of Technically Sorted was just 4 students. But my efforts were similar. Efforts were there, okay? What I'm trying to say is that you gain leverage over time because you focus on your inputs consistently. So if you're selling a product, you focus on the inputs, you focus on making a good product, you focus on making sure that your customer is getting that good product. And then there would be some changes in the environment, just like in the stock market. A bullish market is going on for the last 10 days, and then for 4 or 5 days, there is a downward correction. So you trade the correction by shorting the market and buying at lower levels, making profits. You change your stance, you change your strategy, you change the necessary variables because you are input focused and not output focused. The people who are output focused, they generally get very attached to their best market phases or having done something right in the recent past and have made some money, okay? They get very easily satisfied. This is just a psychological response of our reward system. We like being rewarded, we like the output. We are always told to think of the result. We got our, from the school time, we were so focused on getting the result that you would see students work very hard one night before the exam and not study the entire year. Where is the consistency? Once that exam was over, they would fool around and pass time. This is not consistency either. What I am trying to get to is that if you focus on the inputs and not just on the output, things will happen. Dream big, have big visions, no problem. But the visions tend to make you procrastinate after a while. They don't tend to make you take action, whereas the process goals make you take action. So when I look at my business, I say, okay, fine. Let me think about what should I be doing for the next 1 month, for the next 3 weeks. What are the variables in which I should change? How should I adapt to the market environment? How is my skill placed? Suppose there is a certain kind of thing I like to do. I suppose like to take positional trades. Then where are those opportunities and those pockets in this current phase where I could do that? If there is another phase where I could do more of that, given the external environment allowing me, I would press the trigger over there and do more of that. I would press the accelerator over there and do more of that.